matches.
There's a shot you do. There's a shot you don't.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the percentages are a little whack, personally, though.
Yeah.
I think they should, like maybe 3% gold drop, and maybe if anything lowered the brawl. So it's like, I mean, you at least get enough brawl to craft another ring, but then you, like Scotty, sell your gold if you get extras.
Yeah.
Would have been more sustainable.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get, like, you know, me not getting
a Scotty and not gotten one too. Like, people with Scotties have done an entire common ring and not gotten a gold, so it's not like even the 6% chance isn't guaranteed.
Yeah, it's definitely a little, it's tricky to try to get that and balance, like, you know, I'm not trying to throw more and more after it just because my RNG sucks. But I also get why people are buying gold. I mean, I need gold if I want to make a ring.
Yeah, it sort of just seems though like they gave the new player bad RNG, so they have to go fund the old players. Like,
yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Worked out all right for me because I'm somebody who's printing gold, but you know, the new players not so great.
What up, Eric? We finished our ZOS run. I got like 10.5 silver for that. Also, I noticed that Van got into that game, and now if you go check on like the multiplayer runs, like there's a huge list of available runs to join that are all Van.
I saw that too.
Which seems like,
also, you know, the Wax Arena domain name stopped being paid for. The website just went down today.
Oh man. Like waxarena.io?
But still kind of a bad sign that the domain name goes down and he didn't even notice.
Oh yeah, it's totally gone. I wonder how that affects anyone who still had like AEXP on that website.
He says it's just the domain name. Everything else should be fine, but who knows? Eric said he got the same, so I guess everybody on the multiplayer missions like gets an equal amount of silver.
Yeah, I think so. Dope. I'm cool with that. 10's not a bad number. It was like 2 wax or something worth.
You do any of your metaphors blends?
Oh, I haven't. I can do those on here. Let me grab my ledger that I have for my max collected wallet.
I got a couple metaphors blends. I got 2 of these. So I sent one to the giveaway wallet. What's going on, everybody? I'm just waking up. I woke up maybe 20 minutes ago. I've been staying up way too late. I was up to like 5 a.m. again. I don't know.
Damn, that's too late. I moved the last of my wax into Aether yesterday just to push us above Graffiti Kings.
I think they passed us again.
Close to above. And then I forget who it was stepped in for the win. Yamster, I think.
Oh wait, now we're past them again. Last night they'd passed us, though. We're back and forth, us and...
Yeah, I added another 14 million today from just mining.
Okay, that probably helped. We were only behind by like 2 million or something, but...
We're finally catching up to Goya Lands too, which is another one of those that I'm like, God, I've been wanting to beat them.
Yeah, they're like a full play to earn game too. I looked, their aftermarket, I think, has done like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They've raised a lot more money than us.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a cool one. Let's see. So that's the metaphors things are on their blend page.
Yeah. You also need CMX. That was like the hardest part for me, is I had to source a bunch of CMX.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I was too cheap to just buy the jacked up price that they put it on for. Like, everybody bought CMX through their blends yesterday, so the price went up. So I like blended my own, but you have to buy like the press for each time you blend and then find like the 5 ingredients. So that took me a minute.
You
have to do 3 blends. It took me 3 tries to get the neon one, so I ended up having the blend 9 CMX. But because I have extras, I was able to send one to our giveaway wallet. I guess I can show off what that looks like here. NFT. Last night I caught up on Barry on HBO. The new season of Barry is so fucking good. That show is awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm not all the way caught up, but it is really funny.
It's like, I don't know. Every season of Barry has been good, but I feel like this season's like, it's getting better. Like this season's crazy good. So what we're looking at here is. Also, I feel like this music's too fucking loud. Oh, it can either be that loud or not on at all. These are rare blends from the Metaphors comic packs. You get alternative covers, so it makes the covers like more rare. There's originally 1,000 of these, but there's only 300 of this alternative cover, so you can blend your cover into like a rare alternative cover. And there's neon ones in here. Oh wait, this is the wrong. It's a drop, not a blend. Lupe airdropped something Joe Rogan related. I don't know if I got that Lupe drop, but honestly, I haven't really checked my wax wallet since I woke up. I also don't really hold Lupe stuff. I don't have one of the profile pictures, so probably wouldn't get it airdropped. So here's the blend.
Let's see.
You need 3 CMX tokens and then one of the comics. Then you can get this. Let me see if I can find the neon one, though.
Oh, yeah, I got that one. The Senior Lupe Experience.
I don't have a neon one to give away because I only got one, but oh, here they are.
Oh, hell yeah, you got one.
Have you guys heard of Little Pacific Project? No, I don't know what that is, to be honest. What's going on, Valor and Vellum?
Yo, yo.
And Savelix. Also got Roswins in the house. Got all the homies in the house.
Oh, I see the blend. It requires a 5 CMX token.
Yeah, the legendary one requires more, and the rare one costs 3, and I think the common one costs 1. And this is the legendary. I do think the legendary one's the coolest, but I don't know. I couldn't shell out the amount of wax I needed to get enough of those to feel comfortable with the RNG blending into it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a 5 CMX on their market. Or what that'll cost me.
It was like 5 wax for 1 CMX last I checked. It isn't too bad, but you can get it cheaper if you blend into it. The cheapest thing when I checked was like the stream tickets. If you blend 5 of the stream tickets, you can get one, and the stream tickets were like 0.2 wax each, so it ended up being significantly cheaper than buying the CMX.
Oh, I see. Let's see.
Oh, of course, stream update. I am also sleepy. I just friggin' woke up. Stream tickets are like proof of attendance for attending a stream. They give out 1 for like anybody, and if they win or not. And then if you get like 5 of them, you can blend them into stuff. So it's like a way for active viewers of the Metaphor stream to slowly build enough of a stake to redeem prizes and stuff. I think NFT Gamer TV does a similar thing, except they have 3 different stream tickets. They have like gaming ticket, interview ticket, another one you have to combine like the 3 tickets from the 3 different types of streams into 1 ticket, and then you can redeem a prize.
Oh.
NFT Gamer TV also has a cool thing where they're like, instead of like them giving out individual prizes, they give you a stream ticket, then you get RNG of what prize you redeem from their stream bank. There's some sort of smart contract built for that. It's pretty cool. Now I'm reinstalling Stream Raiders.
Let's see. I have to sell one of these to see if it sells before I can buy some of the CMX stuff. I used all my liquid wax on Aether.
What do you got cooked up for Tech Talk today?
I'm going to start by looking at the charts, and then I'm personally really fucking interested in some high-level tech shit, but then I was going to see if anyone wants to hear about that, or if we want to move on to something that someone in the audience is more interested in.
But I didn't even realize that like wax wasn't listed on Binance US. Like that news was news.
That's big news, yeah. Let's see.
Valor and Vellum asks, is Max going to have a Mexican pizza for lunch today? A Mexican pizza?
Son of a bitch. I mean, it's a Gordilla Crunch. I feel like we've agreed. Maybe we haven't agreed, but you know, like I've said my piece. The Mexican pizza is fine. You know, if you don't want something amazing, it's an option. But cheesy Gordilla Crunch, you know, enough said.
That was the closing argument.
The one thing I really think is fucking fascinating is the move in general, like in Ethereum DeFi, which I imagine is going to ripple through the rest of the DeFi space, away from like staking for rewards into a vested staking like system where you have to commit not just tokens but also the tokens for a specific amount of time. I really like that approach to paying out interest to more vested parties versus less vested parties, meaning that you can't just come in and buy 1 million tokens, participate at the current rate that everyone's getting for a week, and then fuck off. If you want to only participate for a week, then your rate that you're earning with your tokens, even if you have millions of them, is prorated to your commitment of 1 week. Very fucking fascinating. I'd be down to talk about that and how that is evolving, but if it's also very fucking esoteric, and I don't know if people are that interested in it.
Is CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap better? My answer to that is I like CoinMarketCap better as a whole, but I believe CoinGecko is better at tracking like smaller DeFi positions. Like there's tokens that don't exist on centralized exchanges that are like only on Harmony DeFi, and CoinGecko will track those, but CoinMarketCap will not. But I think CoinMarketCap is better at tracking the centralized exchange listings.
And then if you're getting into like kind of the weeds of crypto investing, I also really like DeFi Screener, or DEX Screener it's called. I can pull that one up too and show you, because that'll show like trading of coins on specific DEX protocols. So you could literally find coins that were listed this morning and see the chart for them, which you will never find that stuff on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, and at least not within the first few hours of something going live. Some bigger projects like ApeCoin, I think, were added to CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko pretty much right away. But
Those
most projects will launch and
like right away.
Yeah, most projects launch and take several months to get their shit across like the aggregator protocols or aggregator softwares like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, because those things don't just look at one spot for the price. They look at like what's Bitcoin trading at all these different exchanges, and then they'll be like, okay, based on all of those prices, this is what the current like average price is across all exchanges.
We got a stream
those
raiders
averages.
who wants to join. So far, I'm the only person in there on my phone is Polish Dog 90, and computer is Neon Space NFC.
Let's see. Ooh, I can brawl again. Let's see. Here we go. This is my 12th left after this. Come on, gold. Ah, you bitch. All right, 11 more chances to get a gold.
This announced you can no longer craft a Scotty starting on the 14th, so a week from today. But then there's also a blend event happening next week. So like, I sort of think you might be able to blend into Scotty, but you know, that's speculation. It's unclear.
Yeah, I don't know. I was saying before we started the stream, like I'm still haven't pulled a gold. I got 11 chances left now, and if I don't pull one, it wouldn't make sense for me to buy one, because that costs more than all of the all the brawl that I earned since mining on the ring combined. So even if I bought a gold and then made another ring, I would still continue to be negative unless I assume I can get a gold. But we'll see.
Even out,
I got 11 chances left. I
it is asking a lot to have people reinvest before they earn anything.
Yeah,
sort
I
of
agree with that.
Cardinal no in play to earn games is like you should earn something before you have to decide.
Yeah, if I'm happy to reinvest what I earn. I'm not really interested in investing more to like roll the dice again when I just like missed.
I was talking about this last night, but I didn't realize, like, I don't know, I'm not a fucking mathematician. I was like, you'll probably get a gold drop 1 in 50, but like Mike posted, there's a 22% chance that you don't get a gold in 75 matches, which means 1 in 5 players don't get a gold, and that's like a pretty bad, like if you're trying to onboard new players, that's 1 in 5 players has a bad first experience with the game and might not reinvest, which is just like, that's too high of a number for me. If you're trying to onboard new people, they should have figured out a system that has more.
Last Comic Standing is giving me some hope here. He said the 2 gold he got were in the last 10 uses his ring had. Okay, I'm on 11 now, so maybe this one will be shit, and then the next one is where I start striking gold, baby. The thing is, if I find the gold, I'm definitely gonna make another ring and keep playing. But if I don't, I'm probably like consider selling out right now and buy back hopefully later.
I will say, even without the ring, you can probably sell out for more than you bought in. Like, I think the floor on Mike's right now is $40.
Oh yeah, I think I bought the pack entirely for like 32 or something. Like it was way cheaper than drop price. Maybe 37.
Everything is up. Let me see what the floor is for a Mike Yeller Belly right now. The lowest Yeller Belly is $44 right now.
Yeah. See, I would probably sell it.
You can make your money back.
I'd probably sell it. I'd make my money back. I'd cash out the RDAO and then wait for my opportunity to buy back in when the
brawl
play to earn like equation. Oh yeah, I'm a brawl. Did I say RDAO?
You did say RDAO.
I don't know why that's on my mind. I don't actually have any RDAO.
I'm down to 8 matches left on the next ring I crafted with the first gold and haven't got another gold. My offer still stands. If anybody wants to borrow gold, they can borrow one from me, but I've also had a bunch of people turn me down on that offer. They're like, yeah, I'm not really trying to go into debt because then if I don't get gold on the next one, then I just fucking owe you $20. And I'm like, fair, but
yeah,
it's like a 99% chance that you're going to get a gold within 150, whereas it's a like 88% chance within 75. So it's an exponentially lower chance, but still like, 1 in 100 people that take me up on that offer will be fucking in the hole. But then you can borrow another one, but then you're like, I don't know, you're fucking debt to me, which is kind of not a situation everybody wants to be in. So I get it. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to fucking be a gold loan shark, but
yeah, I'm gonna come break your legs, get my gold back.
Like,
don't make a fool out of me, man.
With no interest. Like I'm not getting anything from this. Like I don't get anything more than I give out. I'm just trying to be helpful. So if anybody wants to take me up on that offer, it's out there, but I also understand if you don't. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I see Less Comics also running out of uses. I hope we both get our gold, man. Hopefully. I'm definitely interested.
A giveaway before we get into too heavy into DeFi stuff.
I'm definitely interested in the game they're working on, but I feel like I'll just stick to the like tried and true practice of buy the stuff that I would need to play the game once the game is playable to the end that I want to play it.
Which all you need to play is your dude and then some brawl. So even if you just hold your shit, you should be able to play when PvP comes out.
Maybe I'd just do that then. I don't know if I'd reinvest into another ring.
You can also sell it for like what you paid for it, and you can probably buy back after the mining phase is over for less. So I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking too. Actually, I would probably most likely sell it and stack the money into my NFT wax pool while I wait for the prices to come back.
Let's see.
That pool's been pretty steadily like keeping pace at whatever I've put into it. Like I haven't really been losing my share of that pool. And I'm not reinvesting it. I'm taking all the yield from the mining and buying more Ether with it to help stake to our collection. I think I'm at like 1.7 billion or something now.
Nice. I think I'm at 1.5 billion now.
If I get to 2.5, then I'll single-handedly have the same amount of power as the Weekend team has for people who are doing their
that's my goal.
Shilling. Yeah. 2.5 billion is quite a bit.
So for this first race, we'll do these 3 Dream Miner tokens. We got the purple.
Oh shit! It sounds like a lot of people in the chat are also having no luck getting their golds.
It's 1 in 5 people. That's what I'm saying. Like that's way too.
Yeah,
there's 5,000 packs. 1,000 people are not going to be able to craft another one. That's way too many fucking people.
I am with you. Also getting fucking no gold.
But again, if you all want to borrow a gold from me, statistically, you're much more likely to get it out of 150 matches, and like no rush in paying me back either. Like whenever you have a surplus of gold of 2, because you should always have 1 on hand just to be able to craft in case you get unlucky again. But yeah, I don't know. If you get like 2 or 3 gold, eventually you want to pay me back. I'm shitting out gold over here with my 2 Scotties. This giveaway will be for these 3 miner tokens. These mine Dream token. Still unclear to me what the utility of Dream token is, but you'll mine it and you can swap it for wax at a very, very low rate. Or you
I should have bought the dip on gold. Should have bought the dip on those gold when they were like 20 wax.
Yeah, gold was so cheap. Some people stocked up on like hundreds of them too. They made out really well.
Yeah, I should have.
But I don't know. I left the Virtual Dream Discord a while ago, so I have no idea what's going on with that project. You might be able to buy stuff with the Dream token, but I'm not a very good salesperson for that anymore. They also stopped giving us stuff. That's just stuff we get. Like, we have a magnet for airdrops, which is why we still have stuff to give away. Yeah, we already gave away the Energize token NFT in this. Which that one's kind of cool. You can get like a 1-of-1 unique dream if you blend that token. I'm going to do the marble intro. It gets loud, so you know the drill. Turn on your volume if you get blasted.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Exclamation point play if you want to join the giveaway.
Yeah, I had the same deal where I bought my brawler from Panic selling flippers after the pack drop. So I think you got a better deal than I did, but I think I got mine for like 330 wax or something, which at the time was like $35 or $36 or something like that. Damn, Wapaka, 5 gold with your yellow belly? Son of a bitch. Okay, and you got your first gold from your second ring. Okay, so I don't know. It seems like I'm not having a very uncommon experience here by not collecting any gold through my first like 60 matches so far. 65.
That's too common. I just think, I mean, I don't know if they're anticipating the gold price to do what it did, but like trying to get new players in because they can't afford to craft a Scotty and then like costing half of the pack price to be able to continue playing is sort of a lot to ask a brand new player, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's kind of where I'm feeling. Like
the math over time definitely works out, but then it's like if the gold price drops like it did before and you paid the jacked up price for the gold when everybody else had to, then like, you know, that ROI becomes exponentially longer.
Exactly. Because like if I buy the gold now and then the gold price drops by the time I mine the gold to sell, then I'll be fucking out of that difference as well.
I don't know though. They just announced that you can't craft Scotties anymore in a week, and Scotty's the gold magnet. So like, hard to say what's gonna happen. It's also like that could be like a weird advertising thing because they're doing blends, and then like you can still just get Scotties. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You might need a yellow belly though. They might do it so like you have to burn a yellow belly to make a Scotty, and that would make the prices of yellow bellies go up even more. So might be worth holding on to it until that blend event. If
I kind of want to keep my yellow belly, but that's like the only thing I have left that I could even sell if I don't get anything, and then I'll just be sitting on it, and it's like a play to earn thing. At that point, I'd probably rather buy the gold and suck it up, or I'll take you up on your lending offer if you're down for that. But
yeah, I think I have. I don't know how much gold I have right now, but I have.
I think I only need 1 for a ring.
I know there's just. I feel like at least 4 people in the chat that said that I need it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people
like
in the same boat.
I sold all my additional gold for fucking Aether so we didn't get removed from our planet. So I'm a little low right now, but I still have. I mean, I can just check. Let me alt tab over. I have 3 gold right now, so I can lend to 3 people.
Nice.
I also crafted my next ring, so I don't need to craft another ring for 650 matches, so I'll be good for a while.
Oh, damn. Damn, that's a lot of matches. I have 11 matches left, and last comic was saying he got 2 of his gold in the last 10, so I still have a chance. Who knows, if I get 2, I can also extend the lend offer out to somebody.
Yeah, I do legendary rings, and I was worried I wouldn't have enough brawl to get to my legendary ring, but now I have like I've got 50 matches left before my even new legendary ring starts. Like I added the matches 600 to my remaining one. I323 shuts out.
I feel like, let me check. I might have like won an Ardao auction a while ago that I just forgot about. I remember I put a bunch of bids on like way late stage auctions. Is there any more Ardao auctions that are coming up for you as well or no?
Yeah, I get one every single day.
Oh, that's still happening, huh? Damn. Yeah. I should have done that too. I feel like that was a better move than trying to go hard at the beginning. Oh well,
held price pretty decently.
Yeah, definitely.
We will also give away this Virtual Dream Blend token for our next race.
Oh yeah, okay. It's coming up in like 10 days or so, the next one I bid on. So I still have a few coming up. And there's another one coming up in like a few weeks after that. And then like 4 days later, another one. And that's all the ones I have.
Coming up to an end on like the whole thing pretty soon here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Exclamation point play if you want to join this giveaway. Let me see if I got the soundboard up.
It's time!
I believe this blend token is what you combine with the like energy token, and like the energy token plus the blend token plus something else equals a 1-of-1 virtual dream.
Oh, damn.
I do think though, if you just start minting like a shit ton of 1-of-1s, they're not really that unique anymore. I mean, they are unique as far as they're 1-of-1s, but I guess the question is, what is the market for your individual 1-of-1?
Yeah, that's always NFTs have such an interesting like relationship with liquidity. You pretty much have to find a buyer on your own. Like you could straight up like be selling the same NFT as somebody else, but if you go out and like hustle to get it sold, you could like do a better job of selling than that other person, even though you have the same assets.
That's true. I mean, beef with Virtual Dream is just that the work that goes into it is like it's generative art, not in the sense that like a profile picture is generative, but an artist draws all the things, then you generate between what the artist drew. Virtual Dream is 100% computer generated, so they're just typing words into like an image generator, and then that's making the images 100% for them. So like it's pretty easy for them to pump out 1-of-1s. They just hit generate on a button, and they can do that like, you know, hundreds of times a day. So to me, it's not the same as like buying a generative project from an artist that actually drew out all the stuff and like meant it to look good together and like use their artistic skills, whereas this is just like a computer program shitting out art.
Yeah, there's gonna get more and more better like AI generated art shit too, for sure. Like there's, I forget, Google just like published its version of the I forget the name of the AI engine is, but it's basically like it'll take, you can tell it what you want it to draw and it'll draw it for you. Like you can be like a panda smoking a blunt and like it'll generate an image of a panda smoking a blunt, like without an artist, just you typing words in and clicking generate. It's crazy.
You have like the license to commercially sell it?
I'm not sure exactly what the licensing is on that stuff. I think so far like the AI owns it as far as I understand. So, and Google owns the AI, so it's possible that Google owns the licensing. But
Buzz King, shouts out.
Crazy what these things can do now, because like, I mean, think about that for fucking like the amount of work that goes into literally any like news show, or especially like comedy news shows, where it's like, oh, you want that like picture floating next to your guy talking of something like, you know, that's always Photoshopped, but you can just type like, oh, I need, you know, a picture of, you know, like Biden like shaking hands with a bear or something like that, and then it'll just generate that for you, and you don't need to like send it to the art department and spend hours before it turns around and is approved and shit. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. It's gonna like put a lot of people out of work.
They're gonna end up having to charge money for that, though. Still.
Oh, for sure. But there's also, it's not just Google who owns it. Like, there's multiple like other like AIs out there that are doing similar shit. Google's is really impressive though. Like the resolution of their images is way better. But I don't know, other AIs can get there.
I prefer human-made art.
I do too. But I think the distinction, or like the ability for me to tell if something was generated or human-made, is going to go away eventually. Like the AI is going to be able to do it so like seamlessly that you won't be able to be like, oh, that's a deep dream or that's a neural network thing. It'll just look like art. But
yeah, I don't know. I think humans have style, which yes, you can emulate the style, but the style has to be created by a human for the AI to emulate it. And people are innovating and coming up with shit that like, yeah, you can copy it after the fact, but like, I don't know if like computers are going to invent new art styles and like be able to do what a human does as far as like, I don't know.
I bet they do. 100%. Like that's totally up their alley where it's like, here's a bunch of different styles. Now I'll give you the task of taking the like all these styles and making a new one that's not like any of them. And I feel like an AI would excel at something like that. But we'll see.
I mean, I think of music and like
the music's not so great.
The way you make music is based on how the human ears perceive music, and computer ears don't work like human ears. So like, I think the same thing works with your eyes. Like, what's visually pleasing to a human can't necessarily be like. I think there's an intangible factor there that can't necessarily be determined by a computer. And like, well, you still need a human like pressing the button to be like, no, that one looks good or that one looks good. But, like,
I guess that's true. You'd probably have an AI would be able to generate like 20 different things, and then the human would be like, this is the one that's most appealing, and then.
Well, that's what Virtual Dream does. He doesn't use every single generation he does. He does like thousands of generations, then picks his favorite ones, but it's still just like, pressing a button.
Yeah, you're still you're curating like computer generated imaging, which isn't like a negative. It's also really like fascinating and impressive. But I also really like the human touch of like artwork that's been drawn by somebody, even if it's digitally drawn. It's like, I don't know, like Paul and I both use like Cintiqs with like a stylus pen on to do most of the.
I would say the point of art is to express and evoke emotion, and like, what emotion is the computer expressing? Computers don't have an emotion, so there's like a disconnect between computer art and human art.
Yeah, I wonder if AIs will get popular or like complex enough to say that they actually do experience emotion eventually.
All right, so this will be our best giveaway of the day, in my opinion. This is the Metaforce Issue 1 rarity. There's only friggin' 300 of these. It's a pretty rare.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking rare.
And this will get you access also to read the entire comic. If you go like to the Metaforce website, there's a comic reader. And I'll show it again just because we got more people watching than we did when I first showed it off. But there's a neon version of this, which the reason I have an extra one is because I tried to get the neon one. It's an RNG chance, and I got 2 of these in one neon. But we have the neon version. We're just in trying to get the neon Metaforce cover. I also think it's a cool idea. There's like 1,000 of these of the covers, and now there's like, I think 200 neons and 300 of this other one. So like 500 out of 1,000 are an alternative cover, which makes everything rarer if they all get blended into.
Yeah.
And then there's one for each rarity. There's the common one, which is just black and white. And then the legendary one, which Max is going for, is got them filling up one at a time instead of the thing coming up. I like the way these turned out.
Same.
I wish we had won the giveaway, but the neon version is rarer than the version I'm giving out. So we'll give out the... Who made this one? I don't know. It doesn't even say who the variant's from. I think this might have been Left House, but I'm not positive. Anyway, back to Marvels.
Oh, a little intro video for this map. Do only some maps have that, or?
I alt-tabbed, so I didn't see what happened.
Oh, it just had like this camera fly-through of the map before we started.
I don't think they all do, but some do.
Yeah, that's.
I think some are longer than others. Is basically what it is.
This was real cinematic.
!play if you want to join the Metaforce comment giveaway for their Series 1. Oh yeah, this is the map with the annoying gate sound effects. You know, I'm gonna while we wait, I'm gonna turn down the fucking sound for Marvel so we're not just getting blasted by gate sounds.
Oh, good call. I was about to turn my own audio down here. It's like that gate gets so fucking loud.
Audio down to like turn down to 25%. There's not really any useful sound happening in the game.
It's crazy how not long the money that Graffiti King put into his staking lasted for him before he got pushed down.
Yeah, our plan is getting sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, he also did what was that, like 4 billion each? Like, it's like that would cost you probably like $9,000 or something right now to buy that amount of Aether.
Yeah, he also, I think, sold his Aether at a lower price and bought it back. Like, I think he's making bad moves. If you go look at his wallet, you can see he dumped all of his Aether and then he bought it back. Like when people complained, it's like, what are you doing?
I've done that before. It's not a good move. Like buying low and selling, or buying high and selling low. Oh, nice.
A little quieter.
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh,
oh,
Jeff needed. Oh no. I assume once the PD King gets the staking game up, he's not going to give a shit about our planet. I also hope so, because I mean, he's made so much more fucking money in the space. He should very much be able to afford knocking us out if he chooses to. But that's the big question: will he choose to?
Yeah, they do always pull it. I agree with that, Uga. He's like, I feel like that's just like his weird pump and dump move. Although some of my Moon Boys sold when he added them back to our planet, so.
Oh, this is my entire collection we did. Well, I can say hardly any of them sold.
Yeah,
I
listed a bunch.
Our planet did not really like move the market in the way that it used to. Ooh, yeah. Eric Yo coming in hot. Shouts out Eric Yo. Congrats on the Metaforce cover. I'm trying to sell my high value Graffiti King stuff, and that stuff won't sell. I sold a bunch of like the lowest, like absolute cheapest stuff, but
yeah, same. I have a few high value ones listed too. They're like mint ones and like one of ones and stuff.
Fucking luck selling my one of ones. I have like 4 of them in Firmus collection.
I also like those artworks still, even though I don't like the guy's collection, but I don't list them for less than I bought them for, so I'm not like expecting them to sell anytime soon.
I have the first he minted on wax. Like I have the first Hodl Moon Boys one. You think it'd be valuable, but that shit's listed. Nobody wants to buy it.
Yeah, I have a few of those too, where it's like mint ones of like a template or like several of those.
Mine was before he's whitelisted. Like his the very first the shit he minted to get whitelisted were one of ones, and I bought one of those.
Oh hell yeah!
And that was back when like we saw the advertisement on our planet, and I had to go message him on Facebook to ask what his collection name was, and bought it like before his a super sketched out. Is like, this is an unwhitelisted collection. I think I spent 4K wax on that shit. I was like, please not have this be a scam, but if this gets added to our planet, I'm gonna be doing great. And then it never got it, or it might have gotten added to our planet. I can't remember, but I think it didn't. I think he didn't add the one of ones. I think only his pack sales were added.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or maybe it was. I don't fucking know.
I think it was for a minute.
I think it's the other collection that wasn't added, because I have the one of one Bitcoin Pepe, and that shit was never added. Even though that collection is added under Hodl Moon Girls, like that's the GK Sucks. Or the
Hodl Moon Girls is definitely a strange collection, because there's a lot of fucking stuff in it that's like in that same collection in different schemas that doesn't stake.
That's definitely just because he wanted to pump his new pack sale and didn't want to give utility to people who already bought his old crap, which is not cool.
Yeah, it's 100% what that is. But it's nice to be climbing.
Only our old stuff is stakeable on our planet, and our new packs are not. That was not intentional, but that's the way it came out.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like slow and steady is definitely the move here anyway. Like I keep adding every day, like around 10 million a day or something to the stake, and that's still a pretty solid
Planet around 420 asking them if they would add our fucking blockchain boulevard collection, even though we already put it on the fucking list. They didn't add it, and then I emailed them again a month after, and they haven't replied to either emails. They just completely ghost us.
Yeah,
it's very on brand for them.
Yeah, that feels like business as usual.
That's what I was expecting, though. I told people, I was like, I'll try, but like I've heard from everybody that's been involved with our planet, they're not good at adjusting the staking contracts.
Yeah. Should I share my screen and let's look at some of these markets?
About to do this Stream Raiders battle in 20 seconds.
Oh, would. Okay, then.
Afterwards, yes. I don't know if we'll win this one. This is pretty not good looking numbers. We've got 14, and I think they have like 85 enemies. I think we're about to get wrecked. No, the set rewards haven't happened yet. We do the set rewards after sellout, and we didn't sell out, so set rewards are in limbo right now. And we're also sort of leaving that open to the community. Like, if people want set rewards before it sells out, we can do that, but everybody's kind of okay with waiting since the market's been so slow. At some point, if it doesn't sell out, I think we'll manually close the sale, but fine for now, just leaving it open. Yeah, we're getting wrecked. Honestly, did better than expected, but not doing great.
Damn, that guy's fucking slashing.
Actually, holy shit.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, are you kidding me? Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that guy's just fucking squishing everybody.
My unit killed 47 and Mountain Dew killed 38. Let's go. I was not expecting that. But... do we just YOLO into the next one? We'll do the 2-star one. That's a lot easier.
Nice. That was pretty good, though. Damn.
All right, now Max, if you want to pull up chart stuff.
I thought we were.
I have Stream Raiders going in the background, but to anybody who's newer here, Tuesday is our tech talk. We talk about DeFi and charts and not necessarily NFT related stuff, but crypto related stuff. I'm gonna get more water. I will be right back.
Yeah, baby. All right, when you're back, you can tell me if there's any more direct questions, but I'm just gonna start looking at the Bitcoin chart here. This is Bitcoin. We always look at Bitcoin first just because Bitcoin is the kind of like king that everybody follows in the crypto space. By that I mean like when Bitcoin moves, every coin moves in the same direction. So Bitcoin is hitting our support line here and has just been hovering and bouncing around. But you can see here on the daily, we broke through the middle B-bands line, and now we're actually bouncing off of the top of that. And again, that's on the daily. So last week when we looked at it, it was around here. We were still below. And then pretty much like a day after we looked at it or so, it like popped over it. So we're still looking, this red line here is the super trend short. So we still are in a short trend. You can see from up here on the daily. And then this blue line's the one that I was drawing where I was like, this is kind of like the downtrend of that short line. So again, we're not there yet, but if we kind of break above this blue line, I'm getting a little less confident in my bearish sentiment, and then I might expect to see a harder retest up before we maybe continue to move down. zooming out a little bit here to see if this is confirmed by the longer trend too. I am getting a little bit close to being oversold on the weekly. That could also lead to a nice retest for a week or two. And you can see like kind of here, when you have these oversold conditions like you did here, they can stretch for several weeks, but they can also then come back. And when they come back aggressively. This is 2 full weeks of green movement. So we are kind of in this oversold area on the weekly. And when I zoom in closer to the daily, on the daily now, we are starting to bounce off of the middle Bollinger Band line, which is a positive indication. But I always like to couple those things with this on balance volume. So let's take a look at that quickly as well. I'm going to make this a little bigger. So the OBV is an indicator I'm tracking here. And if you're trying to chart this stuff along with me on your own charts, I'm just on TradingView on their charts, and then you can click indicators, and then that blue one there is OBV, balance volume. It'll just pop up like that. You can click it and it'll add this little chart to yours. And then these like the Bollinger Bands, that's just if you come to indicators and type BB, that's just Bollinger Bands. And as a like pro tip, that type of shit works on we could go to like Alcor and do that on Alcor as well. So when you're on Alcor Exchange, this is kind of like a pro tip, also sidetrack thing here, but let's look at Brawl, for example. We're on Alcor Exchange with Brawl. We're looking at the price of Brawl. This is also like, once you see this interface, you're like, oh, this is TradingView. This isn't a TradingView API. So then you can come up to indicators and we can say, let's take a look at the Bollinger Bands, so BB, and click it, and it'll add it to your charts here. So then you're getting like the smooth moving averages that the middle line is, and then the outer lines are like the extremes. And you can also see on Alcor, it looks like we broke through the Bollinger Band middle line, which again, bouncing off of the middle line and staying below it is like the telltale sign of a bear trend. You're always going to retest to the middle and then keep falling and falling on the way down. In a bear market, it can break above, fuck around, and keep falling. And in a bull market, it'll just stay above and keep bouncing off of the middle line as it moves up. So you can add these indicators kind of like on any of the charts that you use or software that you're using. But TradingView is like the place where you can add a bunch of shit and it'll save all your charts for you. But you can chart this stuff the same way that I'm looking at it. Like OBV, we should be able to add this here as well. So if I do OBV, there it is on balance volume. I can add that to my indicators, and look at that, it added the blue graph down there for me. So let me scroll down to that. And then here we can see money is leaving Alcor, or basically this means that money's leaving this whole time. It's just dumping. The OBV is a downtrend here. This isn't the full picture because Brawl doesn't only trade on Alcor, so you'd have to look up what the OBV line looks like on something like KuCoin, and I imagine it would be going the opposite direction as Brawl tokens are entering that ecosystem. And I guess just for shits, let's see if we can find that. There, Brawl token to... That should be on KuCoin. Oh, it's on a couple exchanges now. Brawl to Tether. And yeah, here we can see the on-balance volume is just climbing. So money's leaving Alcor and the Wax blockchain side of things and entering like the centralized exchange KuCoin. And this is where people are buying the Brawl tokens. So you can even see that here in the volume candles. These candles are giant and green, meaning most people are buying this huge movement up. And then when we came back to Alcor, that same candle are giant and red. This is as people are selling mostly to get out. And this was, obviously, we looked at this last week too. This was in line with what we saw where people are using arbitrage opportunities. The price was higher on KuCoin than it was on Alcor. So a bunch of people sold on Alcor, bringing the price up to the same and then arbitraging between. But yeah, let's get back on track here. So Bitcoin starting to look a little less confirmed downtrend, but still we're way below still the super trend short, which have to close above 34,000 or so, closing a full day candle above here to flip that trend. Let's take a look at Ethereum too. Ethereum is having a similar move. The big pump in Ethereum only made it to the middle B-bands line on the daily. So you can see here, we're still very certainly downtrend. And then that blue line here, we drew this last week. We drew this like before any of these charts were charted, but that's our overall trend line here. If we zoom out, my scroll wheel kind of sucks. But yeah, we started charting that from the top of the bear market, this blue line, kind of like watching it hitting all these like averages basically of the price, kind of cutting through the directly. And then here you see where we kind of broke out, flipped the super trend back to long for a second, but we got rejected at what I've been calling the Gandalf line, because the line that you shall not pass basically, which once we got this pump, we had the peak from the peaks here and the peak here to draw this line. So we didn't have this line when this was happening. What we did have were these resistance levels still. So
you could also ask, can you look at BTK where it's huge volume right now?
Sure.
I believe that's on now.
Yeah. But let's just see real quickly. You can see this is that blue line. We're still charting it. We're still very much on track with that. And then again, money's leaving and the OBV still. So
Inadequate Mass also asks, so the indicator that would go up is bouncing off the middle line?
Say again?
Inadequate Mass asks, so the indicator that it would go up is bouncing off the middle line, which I think is the BB line, right?
Yeah, exactly right. So let's actually, we can zoom here to like when we were in a bear market or a bull market run here, and you can see as the price, stopped doing this constant thing, start moving up and flip the super trend long. So here it flipped. Now it's moving up. We retested the middle line and continued to move up, retesting middle line, moving up. And then here, okay, we failed. This should be the first indication that we might be flipping the trend because we're below the middle line now. But we bounced off of the super trend long. So then you could kind of be like, okay, maybe, it'll push beyond this and keep moving up. But it was rejected at the middle line. On the way down here, before we broke the super trend long, we could have taken this rejection as indication that, okay, we broke through the middle line and then basically couldn't recapture it as support. It turned into resistance. So this is an indication of a downtrend. Then it does kind of downtrend like that. And you got fucking bear trapped. Like it continues to move up pretty aggressively after that. So in a bear, like it's not like an always it will, but it's definitely a great indicator here. Cause like, look at all these long wicks. You're always bouncing off of that middle line and continuing to move up. On Bitcoin, I think it's even more clear. If we, here you can see like most of the retests happen, don't even make it to the line. There we're bouncing, and then once we lose it, it's like, okay, time to maybe reassess. And then the thing is, if you reassess when you're losing that middle line, you do end up having the ability to hear, for example, we lost the middle line, we lost it again, and then here where we came back, we could re-enter at that point at a better price than where we exited at that middle line loss. But it gets, it's not just so black and white and straightforward. It's kind of like, that was also, let's see. Oh no, I didn't want to move that. Let's see what the actual bull market side of this is. Let's, like when we were just flying up. Oof. I'm like too zoomed out, but I want to be in this spot here. Yeah, I'll just move out to the week, and then we'll be getting a better hot damn. I don't know, my chart's being annoying, but here we go. You can see it a lot cleaner on this weekly chart for the bear market or the first bull run up. retesting, continuing up, didn't lose it, continuing up. So we went way higher still than the first time. Although this candle did have a huge sell-off. Jesus Christ. To $12 from fucking 300. So that's in this week. There's a massive like flash crash, it seems. But that's why you're looking for the candles to close. We don't care where these wicks go. You can wick below it. Like here, we're wicking below it. But if the body of these candles, while they're being charted in Heiken Ashi, are closing above this middle line, it's a very strong indicator. If you don't change your candle algorithm to Heiken Ashi, it won't look the same. So if by default it's just regular candles, this is what regular candles look like. They're a lot more noisy. They like, I don't know, to me it's a lot harder to look at this.
This is also just checking Coinbase, so like the price did not go down to $12 on every exchange necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you'd have to check. I want to stay on a week, but I want to change these back. Heiken Ashi.
I think you should go check out that wax token if you want to see that.
And then let's take a look at wax. This is wax on the weekly over at KuCoin. So it started trading very volatile when it was first listed on KuCoin in April. But let's take this to the day. So what this day week thing means is just that each one of these candles that's being drawn now represents that amount of time. So now each one of these little lines is a full day, so 24 hours. When a minute ago, each line was a full week. So now I'd have to zoom out a lot further to get that same picture. And then here it doesn't look quite as, it looks a lot more like noisy. But let's see how this looks with the B-bands line here. This one definitely has a little bit of a more shaky relationship with the center line. But then here it very clearly held up, stayed above, then broke below, stayed below. This one's pretty shaky. I don't know. It's harder to chart this one. But here, since the start of the bear trend in wax, where wax made it all the way up to like 94 cents here, and then we lost the middle line, and then we flipped the trend here. So you could have, if you didn't sell like on the way up, you wouldn't have necessarily had the inclination that we were not anymore on the way up until we got down to like 65 cents or something. So that's almost like a 40% difference from the top. So it's always good to sell even on the way up, because following the charts isn't purely where you should be looking, but to make final decisions, it's basically like when you're buying something, you should always, like for me, I have a rule: if something goes up 3x, so 200% profit on any purchase, I sell a third of it so that I get my principal back, and that way I keep double what I initially wanted to expose to that position. I keep exposed, but I keep back what I started with, and then I can use what I started with on a new, more risky venture possibly. But here you can see once we did lose that trend with wax, we are starting to get rejected off that middle B-bands line. And then when we don't get rejected, we're not making it past the super trend short. So here, just keep pushing down until, here it did move up, but it was this is then a bear trap or a bull trap. You're trying to like get people to flip their sentiment and be like, oh yes, I'll start buying back my position, and then and it keeps moving down. That's kind of what we saw this week in the crypto market in general. Bitcoin and Ethereum, and therefore the rest of the market tokens, all had a bit of a bull trap. Lots of tokens moving up, and like we were looking at the chart a minute ago, we're above the middle B-band line. There's a lot of indicators that are sending mixed signals. So a lot of people did like cut down, including me, cut down some of their short positions. And then the market continued to dump off very quickly all of a sudden. And it was like, oh, trapped. So that's always why I'm not selling off everything or doing everything at once, but rather managing a position. It's like, oh, we're getting to a point where like these indicators are starting to show different things. Let me manage my risk by scaling out like 20% or something like that. And that way the loss that I took by being bull trapped now was limited to the 20% that I used to manage that risk. And of course, the risk of being bull trapped was factored into that decision. But it looks like right now, with wax, we are boosted above that middle B-bands line, similar to Bitcoin. These two lines I drew out here, this red one was like the bottom target for the bear market that I drew a long time ago. But that's about 8 cents, and we did wick down to that, but we didn't hit it yet, so we can still maybe make it down to here. But with all the development and good news in wax, it's possible we don't get back down there. Who knows? Because there is, you know, a large community of people with wax who actually need wax for the utility that the token provides, such as, you know, minting NFTs, paying for RAM to do trading or to do anything really, and then paying for RAM and the resource costs on chain to run games, to run DeFi protocols and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens here. But 11 cents was kind of like my target wherever I buy. So I started buying at 11. I did pick some up at 8 cents, and then I've been buying more every time it hits the 11 for now, keeping in mind that I might get another chance at 8 cents. But let's take a look at the on balance volume here. How's that looking? And on KuCoin, at least, we are initially lots of money flowing into the wax space when it was listed and as it was trading up. And then since the market's turned down, more money than has entered has left. So on KuCoin, people have basically taken profit, and very aggressively right along this little margin here. So during this downturn, which it might be, looking at the price action, it looks like the majority of this money entered like around here and then exited around here. So a lot of people on KuCoin at least may be in the red at this point, which those types of things, because here we're seeing the spike up here. That means a lot of money entering the system here. Even here, lots of money entering. And then right here, it's all exiting. So a lot of people bought higher than it is now. And we can also see that here in the volume candles. Like these sticks, these green sticks are pretty high versus the sticks over here right now. Much less buying happening at these prices than there was happening at these prices. And these prices are higher than they are here. So a lot of people bought at a better price or at a worse price effectively, which can help to keep this resistance strong, as people don't like to sell at a loss, or try not to anyway. To get a more clear picture of wax, we do have to look at XP on some other blockchains. So here's Binance, which I think is the biggest by volume when it comes to trading wax. So let's take a look at what's happening with the value there. And this looks like a completely different picture now. So on Binance, it's been added very recently. It looks like they just added in September. And since then, money's just pouring into this market. The price is coming down and down and down, but the money is coming in still. So a lot of people in Binance here are getting a pretty good price on their wax, and still more volume happening here on the way up than here still. But again, what we really care to see is how's the on balance volume doing relative to the price. So let's see here. Right now the price is like 13 cents when the on balance volume is like around here. The last time it was around here is over here, and over here the price was much higher, like 27 cents. So even though the money is like, the value of the token is less, the amount of value within these order books, basically the amount of value within this market, is more. That is a bullish sentiment indicator to me. That means there's money like entering this market. This looks like people want to basically push this price higher. And so this is contradicting the last order book that we saw. So let's take another look at a different one. So we looked at KuCoin, we looked at Binance. Let's look at Bitrex. Bitrex is also seeing the on balance volume grow. Bitrex has listed wax for a long time, so we get a bigger picture here too. So yeah, look at wax used to be 3 cents or something when it was first listed on Bitrex, and not much value in those markets yet. It's starting at 0, kind of like everything should there. And then you can see money was entering the system and then exiting and entering, and has been entering ever since. So far, KuCoin seems to be the place people cash out of Wax, while every other exchange seems to be capturing an influx of volume for people buying into Wax. That's interesting. I've actually seen that.
When will it pump next? And I do think maybe instead of your super deep vested staking thing, you should maybe just talk about Bitcoin halving, but I think you should check that token on Alcor first that somebody asked about.
Yeah, let's check out the Alcor one then.
I do think like not everybody's aware of like the price cycles of Bitcoin, which affects the rest of the market, and everybody's wondering when we'll be
actually
market.
Let me see. There's this guy, I fucking love his analytics. It's check on chain. Yeah, baby. This guy fucking fucks, dude. He's I think this is MathUSD, which is he's one of like the oh no, it's Checkmate. Checkmate does this one. He's one of the like people I've known from the Decred project since like 2016 or something. He's been involved with that stuff. But let's take a look at Bitcoin metrics here, and then actually let's look at the Alcor thing first. Which token was it that we're
BTK, which I believe is the mining network token. That's sort of like the new Farmers World hype game, and everybody's interested in like.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Look at that.
All the prices just went up a ton.
Let's go. Okay, that's pretty decent. Let's take a look at this. Let's add some indicators here. We want to see the OBV. This is going to go skyrocketing upwards, no question. I mean, value's clearly pouring into this. Ah, look at that. Someone's taking serious profits too.
This is the game that had like 170,000 assets like got by bot farmers.
Okay, so this indicates here that the amount of value on the order book that was available during this price spike is very low. So the prices jumped up. Basically, the prices started moving up, and then nobody would list, basically. So there was no like volume waiting to buy, and then it just pushed the price to the fucking moon on like relatively low volume. That's wild. Interesting. But now there's much more value in these order books than there was previously, which you expect to see as the price goes up. Let's find another indicator to add here. Damn, that's insane. 1,100%. Good going. I know a couple people in the chat are like making good fucking yield on this even before the prices exploded. So you're probably fucking rolling now. But let's take a look at bands. It's definitely going to have broken out if it even has enough information yet. Yeah, there you go. So something like this going like this trend is like, it's called going parabolic. It's basically creating a parabola where it eventually goes, vertical entirely. When a parabola happens, you want to kind of like start charting from like where it starts blowing off, which is around here, and then wherever we see the peak, so which kind of like right now we'd want to chart from here, draw I don't know if I can draw it in here. Let's see if I can actually use these on here to draw. Let's see, can we do a parabola? I don't think I can do the parabola. Not on here anyway. But what you'd want to do is chart like a parabolic curve starting from here and kind of like initially following the center line and then going parabolic from there. And then what you want to see is when this price touches your drawn parabola and starts to, like, it can bounce from that drawing and continue in the parabola, which would suggest the parabola is still intact and the price is going to continue to push upward. But once you pass through that, like you break through the parabola, it's called breaking the parabola, and then from there you usually will see a fall in the price of around 80% from the top. So if this, for example, were that, like, let's say we charted the parabola and it's like goes like close to here and now it's broken. Yeah, then right now, let's see, the peak here would have been, get out of here. the peak here would have been like 5 or something. Like you'd have to look kind of up here, like 4.5. So then I would expect a retrace of almost 80% from there. So let's see, 80% of that would be like back down to like, I don't know, like 0.9 or something, like 1 or 0.9 or whatever. So if we were charting like the parabola starting here at like 0.57, and if this would have been like, if this basically continues straight here, then eventually that will break what my parabola drawing is. And at that point, I would consider exiting entirely and expect to be able to buy at least 50% lower, most likely up to 80% lower. That's basically how I traded the MMF token as well on Kronos, where I bought in at like, it was like 40 cents or something, and ended up selling out at like $1.70 because it had broken the parabola I drew from 40 cents. And then I was like, cool, an 80% drop here should drop the token back to like 65 cents. And it's since fallen into the toilet from there, but it definitely was a profitable like strategy. So when you see a breakout like this, it's like a parabolic breakout. So what you'd want to do is kind of like start charting. We could even probably start from here where it broke over the B-band's middle line. I'm on the 4-hour right now because this chart isn't old enough. If I change it to the 1 day, we pretty much just see, you know, a breakout. But if you were to like basically chart this as a parabola and then keep an eye on where that price action breaks your charted parabola, use that as an indication of like, maybe this is the time for me to like mitigate my position. But the other side of that is if you're bouncing off that and continue to move up, parabolas eventually go vertical, and so can the price. And you're seeing that right now. I mean, 1,000%. Oh, it's 119% in the 24 hours. Okay, but you can see like 1,000% within 24 hours, and that is vertical price movement. So when you do get those, like keep in mind, just try to like basically on this Alcor, you can set limit orders, like set fucking limit orders. Be ready to catch those pumps because once they end, they drop very quickly and they won't come back that fast. The price never stays at the peak of these breakout patterns. It never stays and holds there for a while, or I guess never is a bad term. I guess there was certain breakouts like Band Protocol had that happen where it went up like 1,000% and then just flatlined. But that's super rare. So being ready to capture this price movement by having your limit order set before it gets there is not a bad idea. And people are already setting limit orders up to a price of 45,000 wax per unit. Like, oh no, that's the price. Fuck that. That's like, there's no way it's gonna go to 45,000 wax each coin. But if it does for like a blip of a second, whoever has this order set, they're gonna cash in hard. You're gonna get 1.4 million wax for that shit for 32 of their token. So
it's like a wall of
being ready.
Looks like millions.
And then
of wax.
a nice thing to look at here is also you're seeing this red line slowly fill up as you scroll up. This red line represents on book volume. Like this is the size of the orders waiting. So you can see like here where this guy's adding 20 and this was 10. So this line just went up by a factor of 20 units. But the next guy here is adding 25,000, and that's why the line is jumping this much. So you can see where the resistance is visually by just looking at like, okay, if I want to sell for like around this price range, then I'm going to do it probably here before this thing stair steps up, because here someone's adding like 5,000 tokens, and those would have to sell before this one sells. So using this red, and then on the buy side, you can see the other way down. It's a good, you can see how like the green gets more full. So that's a good way to like visually see what is the resistance. So what I mean there too is like on the way down, there's fuck all resistance all the way down to like 2.5 cents here, or even less. I mean, it's starting to climb up kind of steadily here. There's not like a wall, but like even to a price at like 2.5, if I click here now, it'll actually fill this in at 2.6, and it would only cost me, okay, still a fuck ton of volume, but you can see that, you know, down to like here, if I wanted to, oh, it's on this side, I'd have to sell, it would only be about 550 wax worth of, or this amount, 87 tokens to push the price all the way that far down. So keeping an eye on this basically this order book, what you can see just from a glance right now, there's not crazy thick liquidity, but the spread is getting to be 7-8%. That means the difference between the highest ask and the lowest bid is almost 8% right now. And then the value between these is starting to be kind of thin, where you can see it drops from 3 down to 2.9. If we click on that and then scroll down, it'll actually fill the in for you. So in just 464 BTK, you can drop the price by 0.1 simply by selling this right now into the order book. That doesn't mean that there won't be new orders replacing it immediately, but that's what this snapshot look of the graph shows you. So you can see the value.
Papa Gut is rating us with 86 people.
Say again?
Papa Gut is rating us with 86 people. I'm not sure if I know who Papa Gut is, but thank you for the raid. Are you a wax streamer, Papa Gut?
Hey,
we're going over tokenomics on the mining network game on the Wax blockchain right now to our new raiders.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look at the actual token contract on that game. Yeah, so to do that, I'm going to go to EOS Authority. EOS Authority, and then let's see, BTK would be so I'm going to change this from EOS to Wax, and then what should I look up? Maybe like let's look up Alcor Wallet. They probably have that token in it. Oh, maybe they don't. Let's see. Here's an easy way for me to get this into my wallet. I'm just going to buy a couple, like a small amount of these tokens. These are for sale, so I can click on this one. Ugh, my scroll wheel is so fucked. And then I'll buy 1 wax worth. Sign that bad boy. And did I get my... What? It didn't fill right away?
Why don't you just market order?
I guess I have to. It's weird. I thought I clicked this one, but okay. I'll just cancel that. And do a market order, which is here. Market trade, buy BTK. I want to use 1 wax. Yes, go. Sign. All right, there we go. So now when I go to EOS Authority, I can just look at my own wallet.
What's up?
So now on EOS Authority, I can see here. No tokens. Let's find BTK. There it is, BTK. So BTK token has, here's its max supply. It's 20,761,000. That's actually not that high of a max supply to like that compared to other gaming tokens on Wax. That's very low. And then it has 18,000 unique holders already. That's quite a fucking bit too, damn. And then here you can see the distribution of the tokens. So it looks like the majority of the tokens are not in circulation yet. My assumption is they're being minted into circulation by the mining inside the game. I haven't actually played the game, so I can't speak to that really, but that is almost certainly how it's going to work. Seeing this max supply is nice because that that the token has a hard cap basically, and it can't be diluted into like oblivion, but understanding that cap is not represented by the current circulating supply is a good way to not get like wrecked. So understand right now we have, let's call this 200,000 tokens in circulation. That represents 1% of the maximum supply.
I think it's supposed to mirror like Bitcoin mining.
Oh, okay. So then basically, if it mirrors Bitcoin mining, the way Bitcoin mining works is every 3 years it gets cut in half. So basically, right now, and I don't know if they're going to go for 3 full years, but if they do right now for the
read what Uga just said. Uga said current mint rate is 0.4500 BTK per second. Total minted is 47,000, and then next mint rate will be 0.400 so per second. And then the next mint rate reduction is at 103 days and 13 hours. So I guess like every 100 days they're reducing ish how much is being reduced per second.
I actually like that better. I don't really like the way Bitcoin did it, where it just is these huge halving events every 3 years. It's very aggressive and very disruptive to like the flow of currency in the system, but too late to change it now. So I do like that they adjusted that to be more dynamic and like more of a curve rather than like a stair step thing. But yeah, so this token seems like you'd have to basically now do the math on what those numbers are. Like, basically you're saying, what was it again? How many per minute?
0.45 BTK per second. So that would be 0.45 times 60 per minute.
Times 60, 27 per minute times 60 per hour times 24 per day. So we're getting 38,000 new tokens entering the market right now per day, which at a price of, let's call that 3, because it's right between 2 and 3, at a price of 3 wax per unit. So we'd have to multiply this by 3. That is 116,000 wax, and then wax is currently selling for let's say like 13 cents, I think. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, like 13 cents. So that means divided by 13 cents. Oh, it was million wax. Damn. Hold on. No, okay, it was 111,000. Oh yeah, times. That's what I did wrong. Times 0.13. I did divided by 0.13. Okay, so $15,163 needs to be entering into this market every 24 hours. This is dollars.
Oh shit.
116,000 wax needs to enter the market every 24 hours to keep the price at 3 cents is theoretically what that means. Now, the distribution of that token that needs to be maintained is going to be up to the people playing the game, so the miners, just like in real Bitcoin. So if the miners all don't sell their tokens, you can see something like this happen where there isn't anyone selling much tokens and the price can shoot up without like an insane amount of volume, and then people can start like dumping again. But clearly the volume's here too, because if we go up here, we can see here in 24 hours, 388,000 wax moved through this exchange. And like we just saw, we need 116,000 new wax to be buying these tokens to keep the price from going down. Now we have triple that amount entering the space, so no wonder we're
just saying though that not all of it's going to be dumped on the market, because the way you increase your mining rate is by using the token to upgrade within the game. So you said like half of the supply has been burned to keep playing.
Yeah, so that's exactly the thing. Is like that's the theoretical like amount of money that has to be flowing into this, but that flowing in can also be in the form of people reinvesting. But when you're reinvesting into your rig, it is like you the player see that like, okay, it costs me like this amount of token to upgrade my rig, and that amount of token is currently worth this amount of dollars, and you're making a decision based on the fact that in the future upgrading the rig should generate more, tokens and theoretically therefore dollars. And so it's like a calculated decision to do that. and that calculation is spending money, if you will. And that spending of money is helping to maintain that price at, flatlining, and that needs to be, can this game maintain 100,000 or what was it? It was 100,000 wax. It was $15,000 per day. Oh, why did it disappear? To keep the price flat, and that could be like, in people paying or playing and reinvesting and stuff, but that's still, that sell pressure is still there. And then if as the tokens stop being produced at such a high rate, that number goes up. So then theoretically, if the same amount of interest remains, the price should climb, right? But that's just the game theory behind all this stuff. So that's not necessarily like something to base your financial like decision making on, as much as like keep that in mind when you are buying these tokens. And something that I really like from this is the supply cap. Like, that's super fucking low supply cap compared to other tokens that, like, let's see, this is worth $3 or 3 wax. Is there other tokens on wax that are worth 3 wax that we can compare this to? Like, let's see. 3 wax would be like 30.
Can you check what the fully diluted market cap would be?
Yeah, sure. So right now this is like 38 cents per token. So then you would just do 38 cents times the total amount of tokens that can exist. So let's do that. Calculator. So 0.38 cents per one of these tokens right now, multiplied by 20,761,225. So the total market cap for these game tokens right now is almost $8 million, but that's fully diluted. So right now the circulating supply is what the actual market cap metric should be. So that would be 38 cents multiplied by the 195,487.5. Currently the fully diluted, like the currently circulating market cap is $74,000, which is basically fully dilutes out to almost 8 million. So right now, $75,000 would have been all of the money it would take to make this token worth what it's worth right now, effectively. So it's not necessarily like very, it's not gonna, I would say it's gonna be a volatile token. Like, there's not a lot of it in circulation. It has a $75,000 market cap currently. That means that like with, $7,500, you can effectively get 10% market value, and you can move the market based on that value. So doesn't mean you can buy 10% of the current circulating supply, because obviously you'd be pushing the price up by entering the market with $7,500. But it does mean you can push the market up substantially with $7,500. Hey, leave me alone. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you I don't want that thing? But yeah, so that's kind of a, I really like seeing that metric there. So
maybe a good transition into, since this game's kind of emulating the Bitcoin mining thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if everybody's aware of how Bitcoin halving works, but like this is emulating Bitcoin, because Bitcoin gets harder to mine every, as Max said, 3 years. I thought it was 4 years, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's, yeah, so check this out. This is the stock to flow model for Bitcoin. So the stock to flow model is, let's just pull it up before we talk about it. So here you see these stair steps in the red and the green. Those are the Bitcoin mining halving events. They're going to keep halving until, whatever. And then, whoops. Damn it. How do I get out of this thing again? I hate doing this without my tablet. On a mouse, it's so difficult. Yoink. Yeah, I'll just pull it up a second time. Stock to flow model. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. This time we'll zoom in appropriately. Okay, here we go. So the stock to flow model is the measurement of the new supply of Bitcoins being generated, like relative to the value of the existing supply. And this basically this green, let's see, STF2, this green and this red model line are plottable basically without the black line, which is the actual price. So this model has been predicting these kind of price ranges since the beginning of Bitcoin's inception, and the actual price of Bitcoin has been remarkably close to that stock to flow model. Basically, it takes into account like the cost of mining Bitcoin and then the value of, or the amount of new Bitcoin entering the space. And you can see that, now I'm going to fuck it up again. And you can see that when the next halving happens, which is about 2024, I think, here. Yeah, a little bit before 2025. So 2024, mid 2024, the next halving happens. And we're looking for Bitcoin to kind of jump into this this range for its market cap. So that would be 10 trillion, where it's now around 1 trillion. So this is the model that predicts Bitcoin price 10xing, and then again when we get here. So far, following pretty fucking closely. And then when we get into these green areas down here, it's usually a very solid like buying opportunity. You can see we're still not quite there. And you can see that during the last bear market here, the halving wasn't the thing that triggered the bull market immediately. So here's the halving, and then the bull market followed after. Same with the first time here, you got the halving, and it's a little bit closer to it here. So it's possible we see like, you know, kind of a slumpy market that, you know, reacts to this halving maybe halfway through in 2025 even, because these events are not unknown. Everybody knows that these are going to happen. It's already priced in to an extent, at least. So it's not the event itself that's making it happen. It's more the impact of the event on the market, because what this impact is right now, you know, with Bitcoin, for example, there is, you know, certain amount of new Bitcoin minted every day, just like we just saw on the Bitcoin mining network token. And that new amount of Bitcoin will also be worth an amount of money at the current market price, meaning that that amount of money theoretically needs to be flowing into the network just to keep the price from falling. Now, when the Bitcoin rewards are halved, the amount of money flowing in on a daily basis is halved as well. And again, the game theory is if the demand for these tokens and the, you know, for the value like proposition of Bitcoin stays constant, then the halving of the supply drives the price to stick to the stock to flow model, which, you know, obviously it's not like always within this range. Here it is pretty accurately. Here it's quite above. And then here we're actually kind of a little bit below. So there's quite a few people who were predicting this last bull market to hit up to 100,000. They are also heavily informed by this stock to flow model, I believe. I was also like, you know what, that's not outside of the realm of possible based on these models, and these models have been very accurate and often push well beyond the red mark in the bull market. So there, I could see why people would see this like slump and be like, oh, we're going to see, you know, some kind of bulge above this like we have in the past few cycles. And here we're not really seeing quite the same bulge, but also not as aggressive of a climb or dump. It's kind of like climbed up to that green line and then kind of hovering here now. This green being so far below this green line and starting to enter into this green area also helps me feel a little less bearish on my sentiment. It makes me feel like I should, you know, that's why I hedged my position when I saw the price moving up a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm going to sell 20% of this now, and like, let's wait and see what happens, because the actual like stock to flow model suggests we're still basically undervalued based on what this kind of range is, and we should be pushing up as the markets start to decline. Now, there's obviously a macro picture to this equation of like, you know, regulation, where can money flow into the market from, what is the ability of the investor to exit with their money again. So like, for example, when countries like India or China or wherever or United States ban the ability to use certain on and off ramps between like the local currency and the cryptocurrency systems, that makes it much more difficult for money to flow into this network. And that kind of does affect these things, even though a lot of like people like to think that, you know, Bitcoin can't be stopped by governments or anything like that. It's like, yes, the technology can't, but the price action sure as shit can. So got to keep in mind that like these assets are trading as more or less speculative assets within a larger world equity market, and they're kind of a very small chunk of that equity market. Like $1 billion or $1 trillion market cap, this is like less than the single company Apple, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange, which is one factor of a much larger stock equity market. So the entire Bitcoin network is still worth less than, you know, one stock on the New York Stock Exchange. To kind of put that into perspective, even at these prices. That said, this isn't a fucking stock. There isn't like a company that makes a product that you can earn revenue on. When you buy a Bitcoin, you don't buy a share of the Bitcoin company or something like that. So it's hard to, like, I know a lot of people use those metrics and I just did too. But it's hard to like equate a market cap valuation to this and compare that to like a stock, because this isn't a stock. This is more like a currency than it is a stock. And you wouldn't say the market cap of US dollars or the market cap of euros. So it's a kind of a tricky gray area thing, you know, these whole what are they called? Let's look at the magic lines too. I like this graph a lot.
After this too, I want to go over, I just saw that Ultra has a burn event they started today for Ultra Comics.
Oh, hell yeah.
So probably do like one more giveaway once you wrap this up.
Yeah, so here you can see the magic lines. I love the, like, check on chain. Check this fucking guy out. Like, checkonchain.com. He charts really well the Bitcoin metrics, the Decred metrics, and like Litecoin, some other performance on-chain stuff. Really fucking interesting. Each one of these is a chart and a just explanation and like tells you what you're looking for. And I really like he throws some shade. I think this is actually really funny, and I really agree with this point. There you go. Monero is XMR. This is a currency a lot of people are really hot on. It's focused on privacy, and this is exactly the problem with it. Like, how many unique wallets hold it? How much is the value flowing from this to that? You can't fucking know that by design. And that, you know, I like this little shade where he's like, well, that's the problem. Like, yeah, can't see anything. Like, it matters profoundly that you can see this stuff, because the technology is trustless. So obviously I don't want to trust somebody else telling me that, like, oh yeah, Monero is sound because, you know, this zero knowledge proof math works. And the thing is, like, I'm okay at math, and that fucking math doesn't make sense to me. And I understand that it does make sense and it does work. It's just that I'm not smart enough to understand it. And therefore the relationship with me and Monero becomes trust based, that I trust the mathematician who says that this is actually sound, because the math is so, or like the math is so above me that I can't understand it well enough to verify myself. With Bitcoin, I can actually verify this shit myself. And I can see all of the metrics on chain. So the transparent nature of this blockchain, like public blockchain, like Bitcoin, even though, yeah, sure, when I broadcast a transaction, everybody can see that broadcasting, that also means that everybody can see and keep the entire network honest. And there isn't like an exploit that I found myself. I never published this to anybody, and I started mining new Bitcoins into my wallet, and I'm now spending those. Anybody who can see the network can see that that's happening. But that shit cannot be spotted, as far as I understand, in XMR. I know that I've heard of, like, oh, there is ways to audit the XMR blockchain that require, you know, again, formulas and functions that I don't understand. So then what it really requires is that I trust some expert that they're right, that it isn't actually been exploited. So, you know, like if somebody found a way to exploit Monero and mint new Monero into the circulation supply, because every time a transaction is broadcast to the network, the transaction doesn't include how much Monero was sent. How would anybody without a like advanced mathematics degree understand how to audit that and actually know that the circulating supply posted by the Monero blockchain metrics is the circulating supply? But yeah, so that's kind of like a little takeaway from, I prefer public blockchains over the private ones, and I think privacy can be achieved on a public blockchain because public blockchains are pseudo-anonymous as it is. You don't have to give your information, it just knows your account number. So there's ways to like obscure that information, but we don't have to get into that. I think that kind of covers what I wanted to look at. Basically, the stock to flow model, and then these magic lines is another one. I like to use these to chart the end of like, when do I buy? And if you were below this fucking purple line, buy Bitcoins. That's like, historically, that's the fucking move. I mean, here, and we're getting there now. So let's take a look really quick at the close up here. We're getting close. The magic lines are starting to say it's buy time. Again, the weekly is starting to look a little oversold. The dailies could move further down, but I'm starting to like expect we can possibly have seen a trend or partially see a trend reversal, or at least some bigger retest pumps, because we are in this like sweet magic zone for Bitcoin where it becomes profitable to drive the price up.
Also, like to remind everybody, we do not give financial advice.
Exactly. Yes.
Banner a little late, but I said it earlier. You know, don't take financial advice from strangers on the internet. Even if you trust someone, verify, do your own research. Like, look this stuff up yourself. This is all public information. All these websites exist, and verify that what we're telling you is true. And then we're not just doing something aligned with our own self-interest to like pump our own bags. So
yeah, exactly.
You know, even if you trust a creator, verify. Don't just trust them blindly, because that's not something you should be doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I like to look at these metrics on like openly hosted. Like, I think the Decred Treasury helps pay for this website. He actually does chain analysis for Decred, and the Decred Treasury pays for the open source research that he publishes, which is fucking phenomenal. What a great use of Treasury money, because it gives you the impression of like, what's the health of the network, who's participating to what end, without knowing any individual people or any individual entities, but still like, we can see, are more people using it than they were last year? Are those people like the same people as they were last year? Are people who got in last year still staying in? Are they leaving? Like, that kind of information is important to gauge the health of an ecosystem. And who the fuck does that? You know, who would do that for free? And the reality is nobody. So big like investment firms do this research themselves and don't publish it, or they sell it to people for a shit ton of money, or the Decred project public treasury pays this person to publish it to everybody. So I voted for that, and I'm glad to see that this is the result of that. Like, I use these charts constantly, and to be fair, Checkmate, the guy who's behind this, he's been putting this shit out for free before that. So if you do like to follow people on Twitter, I think Checkmate is great. Like, he understands chart reading at a level of like, not necessarily technical analysis chart reading, but like on-chain fundamental analysis chart reading, where we're not looking at the price chart, we're looking at the chart of how many new wallets, how many coins were sent in the last 30 days, stuff like that. And
I'm gonna run the stream readers really quick. I took the screen off.
That's pretty much a wrap before, like, otherwise it's just gonna go in one ear and out the other if I keep talking.
Yeah, we've been going for I think about an hour on the tech stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely indicators that make me feel like the market can move lower, and then the larger scale big picture indicators are starting to look like we're reaching a bottom. But that said, we reached this bottom very fucking slowly, and I expect we're gonna be down here for a while. If anything, if we stop moving down, I don't expect us to shoot back up into like all-time highs. I would expect us to get a little volatile, maybe shoot up, shoot down, shoot up, shoot down, and then stay within a range for a few months possibly. All of this stuff can change as the macro picture evolves, as the like small scale stuff evolves. We can reassess every week. And so I plan to keep doing that every week. But it's really fun to see, the markets are starting to get into these territories where I haven't seen them for years. Like those magic lines, like we just pulled up on Checkmate's website, like fucking hell, man. Like it's been like 4 years since we've even gotten close to hitting that purple line. And that's exciting, especially given the macro stage picture of like, financial troubles, pandemic and war driving equity values down. And then Bitcoin getting into a spot where it's like, historically, this is a good buy, but in the zeitgeist right now, in the moment right now, is it a good buy given the macro picture? So it'll be fun to see how this all plays.
All right, I've pulled up here the Ultra Comics Burn event. I believe it just started today. I think it was either John or Richie like teasing it at like 4 a.m. before I went to sleep, but I believe it's live.
Oh, yeah, what do I need?
Hours. The Ultra Comics Burn event. Ultra Comics are back, and we're once again bringing that fire. The latest Horus comic, The Gray, will only be available to folks who burn their comics dupes. Here's a sweet, sweet comic panel. Based on one of our most popular characters from the Alien Horrors collection, The Gray tells a dark psychological tale of chilling alien horror. For one reason or another, the comics have taken a backseat following our successful release of Beasts and Butchers. Rest assured, we have big plans for comics and a lot of content ready to go. It's a brand new medium, so we're forging our own path here and want to do it properly. Behind the scenes, we've been working on a team of incredible developers to push NFT tech and the whole space with it. Forge Ultra Rare 2.0 is coming. In the meantime, The Gray is on its way. For every Ultra Comics panel you burn, you'll get rewarded a number of points. You can burn both Beast and Butchers and El Cuco comic panels. Points are rewarded as follows. And then here's like the points you get for burning each panel. Promo starts 1, and then base is 10, uncommon 20, limited 30, rare 45, scarce 75, epic 100, legendary 150, and then ultra rare and fabled are both 666 points. You can just burn them directly in your inventory. I don't think you need to like send them to a contractor or like use a blend. If you just burn them, the points are added up automatically. And for every 300 points, you'll earn a new pack for the new comic. You can check the leaderboard here. It updates every hour. It's not live, so. Hot damn, somebody earned 73 packs already.
Fucking hell.
And that's on Cryptoad's website. Shout out Cryptoad. He helped develop our tool as well.
That's Benny, Burst says.
It's probably P34R.
Yeah. Damn. I gotta get it burning, dude.
These are some of the variants from The Gray. The event will take place throughout the month of June and into July. Once the event is closed, packs will be airdropped to those who sacrificed. And we have, thanks to Burst of Energy, he sent us a Kuko pack, so we'll give away one of those.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kind of end out our stream, so...
How long is the burn event going on for?
It says all through June and then part of July.
Okay, hell yeah. So you can spread them out a little bit. Keep the burn live.
NFTs lottery just started up if anyone wants to get a ticket. I don't know what that is, but sure, you can post the link here. Anyway, we're going to do a grubfish for this. We got our spinning neon space saw.
Nice.
Actually, let me screenshot this before I do it. So I know what prize to send.
I kind of want to join one of Van's ZOS missions.
I wonder how hard he went.
It seemed like hard. There's a lot of fucking...
Did you check like the floor and survivors? I'm just curious, like.
Oh yeah, the floor's still like double where I got in, but I think it's been there for a while. I don't know if it was Van's fault or not.
!point play if you want to join. He also might have gotten in forever ago and it just wasn't really playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think there was a recent...
You don't actually need your wax wallet. I send it through our Twitch forum. So as long as you fill out our forum are good, but you don't need to put it in the exclamation point play thing because I won't be using that data. Although
I
it is
also
pretty cool, I built it in that if you click on people's names, you get their Wax wallet, which is nice. But I still haven't logged into the giveaway wallet on the computer that I run the giveaways on, which is I should probably do that. But
I upgraded my shovel in Coin Pirates, and it mines now in like an hour and a half or 2.5 hours instead of 3 hours. So I wonder if I upgrade it like multiple times, eventually if I'll just be able to mine in like 5 minutes or some shit. But
so I just put the form here for anybody who hasn't filled it out. If you fill it out once, you're good for all of our shows. You don't need to fill it out every stream, just once. So if you've ever watched this before, you probably already filled it out. But in case there's some new people that rated over, this is how we deal with setting the prizes. And that's just a link to a Google document. It's not any sketchy websites. Or a Google form. And then that Google form goes into a spreadsheet that I use to find your wallet.
Smoke weed every day.
All right, last chance if anyone wants to join, exclamation point play for this Crittercraft game. Hope to see some custom trails. I don't know if anybody's running their Crittercraft trails. Maybe I'll join just so I can see my own trail, but if I win, whoever gets in second will get that. I should have a purple trail if this is done correctly. I really like the Twitch integration with the customizable stuff.
I do too.
I think they might be the first game that I've seen that's done that.
I want to get the fucking gold trail. I'm still eyeing it on the aftermarket.
The website is just loadout.crittercraft.io. If you want to add your trail, not
one of these days, I'm gonna get to my like A ether goal, and then I'll be able to like use all that extra mining output to buy more NFTs that I want.
Should we do doom rollers or grubfish?
I think grubfish, so we can see the saw, right? I want to see the spinning saw.
You also link it to your Twitch account if you do the loadout. You don't have to type in your wallet to get the the trail should just work if you exclamation point play.
Oh, really?
Because like you load it through the loadout and then it links it to your Twitch account. So when your Twitch account joins, it should automatically. We got one vote for each. Random. Let's see. You guys said it first. I'm just gonna do regular grubfish. I also feel like Doom Rollers, the streamer, has an advantage, and since I'm playing, I'll just do the random one. Yeah, there you go, Tune. You got your blue trail. I got my purple trail.
Hell yeah.
These Comic Standing's got a neon.
Oh, there's the saw.
The white trail.
Oh yeah, he's got a white one. That's cool. Oh. Oh shit! Toon got fucking giant and then sliced. No, you're the giant one.
Grubsplode, suicide bomber. Oh, and then I went small.
Oh, you got tiny. Oh, get him!
I also like when you die, it splatters the color of your trail in blood. So like, I don't know. I like that too.
That is cool as hell. These Comic Standing's got that white down.
Comic Standing got that common trail. No green trails.
They all used to have green trails. I like that they just don't anymore now. Oh no!
Oh, you know, coming in hot. Congrats, you're getting the.
Damn. Oh no!
Right at the end.
Yeah, the Twitch integration's pretty dope.
You got the Kuko pack.
The main thing that held me back from like buying the trail one was just that it didn't have a mint cap. Like, God, I really want like a super rare one that just has like a hard cap.
I'm pretty sure the packs that open for the trails do have a hard cap. It's because the packs are mint on demand, and there's RNG. Is why they don't have hard caps.
Oh,
I do think they're hard caps. I mean, let me check. Really.
I'm more interested now.
Or Crittercraft. I'm just typing. Yep, max of 1,000 of these packs.
Okay.
So I believe that means there can only be 1,000 trails, and it's just there's RNG on each pull. It's a mint on demand thing, so
That's not
the
bad at
total
all.
max will be based on how many people in the packs. That's why I bought a bunch of them, because like these things are pretty rare.
Yeah, okay. I thought they were just mint on demand, like unlimited.
That's going to conclude our stream, though. Thanks to everybody watching. Thanks to the raiders that came in. Tuesday is definitely our most technical day. We go over a lot of DeFi stuff, but we also do NFT stuff every other day, and we do giveaways if you're not following and are interested in NFT related content. We primarily do stuff on the Wax blockchain, but we also mess around on like Harmony. We play some Polygon games. I play wherever the games are the best, but Wax is our home because we're a collectible brand there. But I don't know, I play Blankos every day, and that's on like a private EOS chain. I'm into Upland on the EOS as well, so I don't know. I do whatever.
I play a bunch of Wax games lately. I've been playing ZOS. I've been playing Coin Pirates. I've been playing Brawlers.
Yeah, I do Brawlers, Wombat Dungeon, ZOS on a daily.
Let's see, I'm about to brawl. Let's see if I get a gold. Come on, baby. Ah, no gold. It's okay.
We like to end our stream with a song.
Yeah, let's go.
The song of the day is Buying the Dip.
I got 10 chances left to get my gold now.
I haven't really been playing Nova Rally, but I should start playing Nova Rally again since I've been working on the 3D stuff. I still have a ton of assets. I have like 100 drivers and like 20 cars.
Oh, level up in Nova Rally. I got to do that still too. I got a couple like duplicates of the same car so I could level them up.
So we'll be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow's our game night, so we do usually like Jackbox games or Gartic games. We just do kind of mess around games, but we'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to find something to raid into and play the song.
Oh, man. Your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you, with you. Oh, man. Your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go. Come on. Push it. Buying the dip. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on. Push it. Buying the dip. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on. Push it. Buying the dip. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on. Push it. Oh, my God. What's happening?
First of all this whining by Wall Street is making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. GameStop was short. You can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of its stock, crush these companies into the dirt, thousands of stocks into the dirt. Then when the individual makes money, everyone's entrepreneurs. I have a kid who bought a house, paid $50,000 and bought a house. After decades of the shorts, you have to accept the fact that individual investors are playing the same game that you're playing and now you're losing.
Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening? Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, push it, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
There's a lot of power in organization online. 2 million people can get together in a subreddit. I think it's really funny that the GameStop stock is going up and just affects the market in that way. There's 20,000 people live in a Discord who are spamming rocket emojis, yelling, "Go to the moon."
Go to the moon, baby.
All right, we'll see you all tomorrow for game night. I'm going to raid into NFT Action News. Peace out. Maybe see you on Discord.
See you. See if I get this gold.